guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am officially telling you guys where we're moving to. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Candis. We are a military family. We are currently in Tennessee going on our 3rd year and it's already time for us to go. A few months ago I had everybody guess where they thought we were going. A lot of you guys were saying places here in the US, but we're actually going to Bangkok, Thailand, and we are so excited. That being said, our house is officially on the market, which means I need to keep it show ready at all times because people can come and look at the house any day of the week, so I need to be ready for it and just show you guys some of the things that I do to keep my house looking halfway decent. Starting in the kitchen, the most important part of the house, especially when you're trying to sell your home, you want to try to minimize the amount of clutter on your countertops. So get a bin to put all your little home decor items or just extra stuff you don't need at the time in a bin, or just find a cabinet to store that stuff away just while you're having showings, just so that it's easier for other people to visualize themselves in this home instead of trying to overlook the things that you have on the countertop. My opinion, the main thing you want to put away is the dishes. So if you have any dirty dishes in the sink or drying on the countertop, make sure you put all those dishes away, because it's not really the same as just having regular guests over. These are people that are actually looking at your home. They might be looking in your sink, testing out your cabinets to see if they're soft close, things like that. So you want to make sure you get all of those dishes out of the sink. Now I'm gonna take some of the smaller things that are just on my countertop and put those away, like my little cup of coffee spoons, the paper towel roll, my salt and pepper, olive oil, things like that I like to put away to create even more space. So let's talk a little bit more about the move. Thailand does not have a US military base, even though we are a military family and we're going to Bangkok. We're not going to be going to a base. So I would say Brandon's new job is pretty rare and our orders are pretty unique, but he's still going to be working alongside other US military members and US contractors that have moved to Thailand with their families. So we are definitely not going to be the only ones. I think U.S. Embassy families that relocate to Bangkok usually get 2 options of where to live. So you get to choose to live in the city or on the outskirts of Bangkok. So with that being said, this assignment does not allow us to choose our own house. So we tell them what area we want to live in, and then they choose the house for us. So it's going to be a complete surprise. We have no idea what our house is going to look like. At least they base it off how many people is in our family. It's going to be enough space for us, but we just have no idea what it's going to look like. Really, that's not the most important thing to us right now. This is definitely not going to be our final home, but we chose to go to Bangkok for something different and to experience the culture, the food, and a different way of living. Now I'm going to straighten up the living room and put the TV back up and vacuum. I usually will lower the shades about halfway so that anybody who comes in can see that the windows downstairs have shades. And I always make sure to leave the remote somewhere close by so that they can test it out. In my opinion, the laundry room is another important room. I have some clothes hanging up. They're already dry, so I'm going to take those and put them away so that it's just less busy in here. I'm going to leave all those dirty towels in this little basket just because I don't have time to wash, dry, and then fold towels. So I'm going to leave those right there, which I'm pretty sure it's totally fine. So I'm just going to take everything else, put it away, and make sure everything in here is nice and tidy. Moving on to the office, this is where the boys do their homework. There's usually more things on the desk, papers, their laptops, water bottles, but I make sure I put all of that stuff away when we have a showing. Moving on to the entryway, I'm just putting away all the shoes in the shoe closet. You guys have seen the shoe closet before, and then I'll make sure the closet is nice and tidy because I know people want to see inside the closet, and then I'll just remove anything that doesn't belong in the entryway and then vacuum the area. So this is the kids' TV room and game room. I'm just gonna tidy up in here. I do like to turn the lamps on in each room just because it gives a more cozy vibe, and any other specialty lighting we have in the house. Really not much to do in the guest room, just tidy up the bedding and turn the lamp on, close the closet doors. Another important tip that I almost forgot to mention is to make sure your house is smelling good when you're having a showing. I like to open up the windows and get fresh air in. Especially if you cook, you want to open up those windows to get that smell out of there. And then I recently bought a bunch of new plugins to go throughout the house, so it's smelling nice and fresh. I usually like to burn candles, but since we're doing showings and we're not going to be here for those, I like to have plugins. We all know that the primary bedroom and bathroom is another room that buyers want to see, so make sure it's clean and tidy. Picking up any clothes that you might have on the floor, make sure you make the bed, get rid of clutter on your dresser and your nightstand. Same thing with the bathroom. Try to eliminate as many personal items on your countertop in the bathroom as possible. Of course, it's all just temporary. It's only when you know people are coming over to look at the house, then you can put your personal things back on your countertop, but you just want to store that stuff away just for the time being. Last but not least, make sure your front porch is presentable. I just swept out here. Brandon just got some new flowers to put in some of our flower pots that needed it. Our perennials are actually growing back, so that was a plus. All right, so for dinner tonight, we're doing another Home Chef meal. You guys know I have been loving our Home Chef meals lately, so thank you so much to Home Chef for sponsoring this portion of my video. Those of you who've never heard of Home Chef before, it's pretty much a weekly subscription service delivering fresh ingredients and easy to follow recipes straight to your door. And one of my favorite things about it is that the meals are designed for minimal prep and cleanup because everything already comes pre-measured out. Home Chef is #1 in convenience and has the easiest recipes. And don't worry, Home Chef has a variety of meal options, including protein-packed, vegetarian, and calorie-conscious meals. So we have 2 different meals in our box, and tonight I'm going to be doing the Rockefeller salmon cakes with bacon potato hash. Next, I'm just going to lay my salmon down on a foil-lined pan and stick it straight in the oven. Trust the process. Don't worry about the seasoning just yet. When the salmon is done, put those on a plate and set to the side. Using that same pan with new foil, add your potatoes and peppers and then the seasoning that it comes with, along with some salt and pepper and olive oil. When your salmon is cooled, pull off the skin, chop it up, add it to a bowl, and then add creme fraiche and the seasoning that it comes with, then form your patties. When the potatoes are just about done, you're going to pull them out the oven, add your bacon bits, and then put it back in the oven for about 10-15 more minutes. Now we're going to cook our salmon patties. These don't take long at all. Remember, they're already fully cooked because we put them in the oven earlier. We're just going to get a nice golden crust on each side. Last but not least, using that same pan, we're going to create a creamy spinach sauce to go on top of our patties. We all loved tonight's dinner. It was so good. I will definitely be making this again. If you want to try out Home Chef for yourself, use my code Candis50 to get 50% off your first order and free shipping, or you can use my QR code here on the screen.